Good morning everyone, and thank you for joining us on Morning Markets on Monday the 11th of December. Today we'll look back on the jobs report from last week in the US and look to the week ahead. Friday saw the customary release of the US employment report for November. A couple of things to really take away from that. In terms of the number of jobs added, a strong 199,000, and we did see the unemployment rate falling back from 3.9 to 3.7%, so indicating that ongoing momentum, if you will, in the US economy. But then digging below that and looking at some of the underlying data, you can start to see some of the subtle changes in that slowdown in the economy and the employment data that we've been mentioning over the past number of months. Particularly then, looking back into that data, we can see that private payrolls increased around 90,000 if we take account of the revisions from previous months. That also included 38,000 workers returning from strikes in the auto industry as well. So subtle changes below the headline level there to think about, and certainly giving something for the Federal Reserve to consider this week. I think the other point from Friday was also around inflation in the US, and we get the University of Michigan survey on a monthly basis, and we've gradually over recent months been seeing inflation expectations for 1 year forward and then much longer term inflation expectations trending lower. And just to give some sense of those, if we look at the 1 year forward number, it's now at 3.1%. And then the longer term number is below 3%, back at 2.8%. So really continuing to see that ongoing change in sentiment with regard to inflation, i.e. it's not becoming embedded in consumer expectations. Looking to the week ahead, Bloomberg headline this morning for me neatly summed up the week that it is. We've got interest rate decisions for 60% of the global economy being set this week. Now clearly the focus will certainly be on the Federal Reserve, the ECB, and also here with the Bank of England. No changes expected in terms of policy, but really it will be very much focused on the narrative from the central banks and the press releases, how they discuss the deflationary environment that we've got, the slowdown in economic activity, and how that informs their decision making as we look to the year ahead. I'll leave it there for today, but please do join us again tomorrow. Many thanks.